Hi there, my name is Billy Polson. I'm the General Manager of Australian Internet Advertising. Welcome to Australian Internet Advertising's online marketing studio. Today I'm going to show you how to build your first Google AdWords campaign successfully so that it will run. It's something that you have to be very careful with doing if it's your first time, because you can very easily rack up a credit card and throw a whole bunch of money down the drain. So watch carefully. And hopefully I can give you some useful information that you can use. Right, so once you've set up your Google AdWords account and logged in, this will be the screen that you'll have in front of you. There is an old AdWords dashboard as well that a lot of people are still using, including myself most of the time, but I have just heard that they're going to phase the old dashboard out. So I will endeavour to continue to learn how to use the new one. It does look quite user-friendly. So this is the old dashboard. And if you want to switch between the old to the new dashboard for the time being, until they turn off the old dashboard, you can just go up to the cog at the top right there and click on Try the Faster AdWords just there. Okay, so once that loads, I will begin to show you how to do this. So first, you need to go to the Campaigns tab, which is here on the left, and click the big blue plus button. You can click it there or down here, it doesn't really matter, and create a new campaign. It will give you some options. The first one is Search Network Campaign. That's where your text ads come up in the search results for targeted keywords. Display network ads, that is where your banner ads come up in websites that are a part of Google's display network. They can be dynamic text ads, banner ads, video ads. You can make MP5s as well, so video ads or animated banner ads, you might want to call those. But there's a bunch of guidelines around those that you might want to look into before you put too much effort into building one of those. Shopping ad is what you see, for example, if I type in here, buy vacuum cleaner. What you'll see over here on the right hand side is a bunch of Google shopping ads. So in order to get these running, you need to have a Google Merchant Center set up, and you also need to have a data feed from your e-commerce website extracted and uploaded to your Google Merchant Center, and that is when you can then set up a shopping campaign. Okay, video ads are basically in-stream or bumper ads on YouTube. So those short snippet kind of ads or bumper ads, they're called, that run for about 6 seconds before YouTube video starts. This is where you can upload one of those videos and promote it through YouTube's targeting methods that are available. And then you've also got the universal app ads. Basically, if you've got an app you want people to download and install, this is the best option for you. Today, we'll go with the most popular type of Google AdWords campaign, which is the search network ads. So I'll just click on that. And basically, the difference between these is how Google will bid and structure your campaign, or assist you in structuring your campaign around bidding methods and mainly bidding methods, in fact, in regards to how they can help you get the best results. So with sales targeting, it means that people will, or Google will enable you to, or encourage you to use return on actual spend or targeted cost per acquisition bidding. Basically, that gives Google free rein to bid as much or as little as it wants in order to achieve a targeted cost per conversion. We'll go down that track a little bit later in a later video. If you go for leads, you'll see that will be, again, a different bidding option where it'll be a targeted cost per conversion bidding method that Google will encourage you to undertake. Or website traffic is the most recommended one if you're going to be tracking your own conversions and managing the account in a proactive manner, website traffic is the recommended goal that you should go with when setting up a search network campaign. So for the purposes of this, I'll just put in example website.com and we'll continue. So name the campaign. You can set up multiple campaigns under one account if you're targeting different services or you're targeting different locations, different ad scheduling, so different times of the day. You can split that up according to different campaigns. So for this campaign, let's say we're going to call it, it's the Sydney campaign. And for example, if we were to be running a plumbing business, we'd say Sydney plumbing services or something like that. It's important to keep your campaigns organized, but it will have no effect on the actual running of the campaign, what you call that name there. Search network, so you can choose to include Google's search partners. This relatively recently, a couple of years ago, included Bing search as well. So if you do tick this box, you will come up on other search engines, not as popular as Google, obviously, but still can drive relevant traffic to your website, potentially at a lower cost. So if you do tick that box, it's important later on to segment your results in the Google AdWords platform and make sure that you are extracting value from the money that you're spending on Google search partners as well. So if we just, for the purposes of this, we'll say we're just targeting Google alone, google.com.au. And then the display network I touched on before, there's another video, another tutorial that will be published very soon, and it will show you how to set up and manage a Google Ads display network campaign. But for the time being, we're only going to go with a search network campaign, and we're going to target Sydney. When setting up a campaign, it's important also to exclude countries that you do not want to waste your money on having people click on your ads from those countries. So I usually include, the biggest countries, the main culprits, so to speak. So you've got India, Philippines, USA, and Canada. Okay, language. This is all relatively self-explanatory, so I'll just kind of power through this as quickly as I can. Say your budget's $100 a day, so you're going to be spending $3,000 approximately for the month. Delivery method means either your budget will be spread out throughout the duration of your targeted schedule for that day or for the days, and accelerated means it will just show your ads as quickly as possible until your budget runs out, whether that's 2 hours after the campaign goes live or it still might last the whole day. It depends on how many keywords and how popular your industry is, and of course the cost per click as well. So if you want to focus on conversions, what you'll notice here is that the bidding strategy will automatically be adjusted to target conversions. So that'll be a cost per conversion bidding strategy, and it will want you to set a targeted cost per action or conversion, whether that's a phone call, a contact form, report download, a subscription, or an e-commerce website product sale. So for the purposes of this, and when running campaigns, for example, for a plumber, I will manually set my bids and I will focus on clicks. So with bidding, you can put anything you'd like in here and then go back and adjust it later once you've done a little bit more research. So I'll just start for the bids for $10 per click. I know that plumbing clicks are expensive, so we'll go for $10. We can then move on to the end date, the start and end date. Make sure you put an end date in. If something happens and you find yourself unable to get to a computer for a reasonable amount of time, then you don't want to kind of have a campaign keep running on indefinitely, especially if it's not working. This is where you can add site link extensions. So site link extensions come in a variety of different types and styles, and I'll give you an example. If you go here and type in plumbing Sydney, you'll see that you've got the ad text here. So what's an ad look like with no extensions? just there, you can see that is an ad there that has no extensions. It's just basically the title, the description, and it does have some site link extensions there, so you can easily navigate your way through to those specific pages straight from the search results. Another type of ad extension is here. You've got structured snippet extensions, which shows you the types of services that this provider offers. And again, you've got site link extensions here, call extension, which brings up the phone number, and so on. So obviously, the more extensions you put on your ad, it will not necessarily reduce the cost per click or improve your quality score for your campaign or for that specific search term, but it will improve your click-through rates because you take up more real estate on the front page. So I highly recommend that you go through the list of different types of extensions that are available, and fill them out in some detail. You've got site links, call outs, and call extensions. There's other extensions available as well that you'll find if you click on additional settings. So all of these extensions here need to be filled out, and I'd recommend using engaging, emotionally driven content that will stand out and help your ads to look different to what your competitors have. So for now, we'll leave those alone because I'm going to have another tutorial that we'll publish soon on how to write or how to create effective ad extensions on your campaign. So the first ad group, let's say this plumber provides services for blocked drains. Okay, so that's the ad group name. This is where they want you to enter keywords into this ad group. So this is one method that you can go down to create an ad group. Let's just say we're going to go blocked drain Sydney. So that keyword is a broad matched keyword. Match types for keywords involve having broad match modified. Putting a plus symbol in front of each of these keywords means that the search query that someone types in order to have your ad eligible to be triggered for that search query, the query has to include these three words in the search. But they can be in any order, and you can have anything in between or on the end of either end of this search query. So that means that if someone typed in cheap blocked drain clearing Sydney or something like that, your ad would still be eligible to show. The other different type of keyword match type is an exact matched. So if I put two brackets on either side of that search query, it means that they have to type that in exactly. Misspellings will still be included. It means if I misspell that, then the ad will still be eligible to show. But if I type in a synonym or a closely related search term, or any keywords on either end of this search term or search phrase, or any keywords in between the words within this particular phrase, your ad will not be eligible to show. And then you also have phrase matched, which means you can have anything you'd like on either end of that phrase, but nothing in between those words in order for your ad to be eligible to show. So if someone types in block drains Sydney cheap into Google, your ad will be eligible to show. But if someone types in blocked drains, block drain company in Sydney, then your ad will not be eligible to show for that search query, because phrase matching means exactly that. That phrase has to be in the search term without any words in between. Then you've also got, finally, broad matched. Broad matched is a match type for keywords that is not all that commonly used with Google AdWords, because it means that you could potentially get a whole bunch of clicks from irrelevant searches, because it includes synonyms for these keywords. So if Google determines that what someone has typed in is related closely enough to your targeted broadly matched search phrase, then your ads will be triggered to show for those as well. So if you do use a broad match search term or search phrase to target within your AdWords account, keep a very close eye on the negative keywords. And there is a tutorial that will be published soon on how to do a search term cleanup on your campaign to make sure you're not spending money on irrelevant clicks. So for the time being, we'll use the broad match modified. One of my personal favorites is a combination of broad match modified and exact matched. And I'll also show you in a little while how to do this in a much more timely fashion, and how to get a much longer list of keywords that people could potentially type into Google that would mean that they are qualified as potential leads for your business or potential new customers. So save and continue that ad group. Now it wants us to write a new search network ad. So the final URL will just be example website.com.au. You can have a landing page there. So it might be a landing page which would be specific for blocked drains. So maybe like blocked drains quote, something like that. The headline, you can have up to 30 characters. So we would type something like so we've gone over, so block drains service in Sydney. Okay, so one too many characters, so call now. Now, this path here does not necessarily mean, or it doesn't mean at all, that it will have anything to do with where the user actually finds itself after clicking on your ad, but you can use this to put in more keywords and make your ad more compelling and potentially improve the click-through rate, which is really what you want to be focusing on doing when writing text ads. The purpose of this ad is to get people who have typed in the search queries that you're targeting to click on your ad. Very quickly, I'll touch on dynamic keyword insertion. If you use this tool, then what it means is that if I type in, bear with me for a moment. If I use this dynamic keyword insertion tool here, that means that whatever the user actually types in will be what will come up in the headline here. So Google will automatically replace this headline in the search results page with whatever it is that they've typed into Google to trigger your ad, to make the ad more relevant. So unless what they've typed in is too long. So if they type in a search phrase that is more than 30 characters long, Google will replace their search phrase for this dynamic keyword insertion ad title with what you've written here as an alternative, which will just say fast, reliable, blocked drains service in Sydney. So that's dynamic keyword insertion. There's a lot more to be talked about with that, and that can be found in how to write creative ad copy. Be careful with dynamic keyword insertion as well, though, because it does tend to potentially lead to more irrelevant clicks, because the ad title is substituted to match what the user typed in. It means that if they've typed something in that's irrelevant and it has still triggered your ad due to the match types of your keywords, and maybe not the right negative keywords in, or not that specific negative keyword in to stop your ad coming up for that, then your ad will come up and it will say what they've typed in, and they'll click on it even though your website and the content on your website and the service you provide is not relevant to what they're looking for. So yeah, with dynamic keyword insertion with ad titles, make sure you've got a really robust negative keyword list, and that you've match types for your keywords are relatively aggressively targeted and quite narrow. So we'll move on from there. The description, of course, is you can write things in here that further compel the user to click on your ad, like maybe a promotion, save $50 and book today. We will. So you can probably get more creative than that. Putting a little bit of effort into it and spending some time on that will really help you. Also researching what your competitors have in their ads and writing something different that will help you stand out. So we'll stick with that. Save and continue. Okay, so it's just told me that I have to put in this front of my landing page. Okay, so then we go continue to campaign. Now what you have here is your ad group that we've just created. So your campaign, if you go up here and click on all campaigns, on the top left, you'll have your list of campaigns. So we've got one campaign, its budget is $100 a day, and you can either click into that campaign or list all of the ad groups that you've got. At the moment, we've only got one. So if I click into that campaign there, it will take me to that ad group, which is block drains. Your default maximum cost per click is listed there. It says auto because we've used enhanced bidding. So if we want to change that so that Google can't actually change the bids, we kind of want to stick to how much we're prepared to pay for a click. We can go back into settings. And if you go to bidding here, it says maximize clicks. If you change that to manually set bids and hit save, go back to the ad group up here, top left, you'll see that it no longer says auto. We're saying the max we're prepared to bid is $3.11 for a click. And you can change that very easily here just by clicking on it. I'll go to $10, for example. So once I click into that ad group, you can see we've got the two keywords. And if I click on ads and extensions, you'll see we have the one ad there. So what that means is that if anyone types in any of these keywords, this ad is the one that's potentially going to be triggered, as long as they are in Sydney. So let me just go back to the campaign settings, additional settings. You've got here location options. So as long as people are within your targeted location, which for this campaign is here, if I go here, is Sydney, New South Wales. You have advanced location options, which means that I can target people. It's quite self-explanatory, but either I can target people who are in or are searching for Sydney, and exclude people who are in or who are searching for, areas outside of Sydney, like Melbourne or Queensland. Then we can very easily change this. So if I wanted to be really specific and say I only want my ads to come up for people that are in Sydney, simple as that, then I can say people in my targeted location, and I can exclude people that are outside of my targeted location, and that will help target a little bit more accurately, depending on the objective and the purposes of your campaign, the users that will be eligible to see your ad. So we'll go back to the campaign. What I want to show you is how to build more keywords into your campaign easily, so that you can target. Basically, you never know what people are going to type into Google. So to cover a range of different search queries that your potential market, your potential customers might be typing into Google is obviously going to help you potentially get more customers and more sales. So up here at the top right, you'll see that there is a little spanner. So if we click on that and we go to Keyword Planner, and we type in block drains, get started. You'll see here Google will give us a list of keywords, recommended bids, how many searches there are per month. We can change the location to make it more accurate. So because we're only targeting Sydney, we want to change the target, take out Australia, target Sydney only. And you'll see that will change the bids and the average monthly searches in this column here. So if I choose, let's say, a whole bunch of keywords that I think are relevant, and I want to add to this ad group of block drains, then then I've chosen those. I can say that I want them to be broad matched. So Google, even with the new interface, is still not given us the option of using broad match modified. So I'll show you how to easily change all of your keywords to broad match modified. I would not recommend just using broad match. There's a good chance you're going to get a lot of irrelevant traffic if you do that. Okay, so once we've got the keywords that we've chosen, you can go to your plan overview. You can see your plan will get 590 clicks for $3,600 and a $10 max CPC. Obviously, that would hopefully be over the course of a month or two, depending on your advertising budget. Some big plumbing companies would spend this in a couple of days. But once you want to actually add these keywords to your account, you can just click up here, Save to Account, campaign name, Blocked Drains keyword plan, and go recommended daily budget, or you can do a custom daily budget of $100 a day and save. Now, if you go out of Keyword Planner by clicking on the top left, you'll be able to see here that you'll have a new campaign, which is Block Drains Keywords. Block Drains is the name of the ad group, but all of these keywords are automatically broad matched. So to change that, we just highlight all of the keywords, go to Edit, go to Change Keyword Text, and go Add to Text. So we want to add them before existing text, and just put a plus symbol there and apply. See the plus symbol come up above, just before all of these search phrases here. And then we want to go again, Edit, change keyword text, find and replace. So we want to find the spaces and replace it with space plus. And what you'll see here is that all of the keywords in these phrases will now have a plus symbol in front of them, making it broad match modified match type for those keywords. Okay, so now we've got a new campaign, a new ad group with some new keywords in there. If we want to copy the ads across from this ad group over here on the left-hand side, you can see that you've got two campaigns. Under each, you've got an ad group. So I want to copy the ads from this ad group here. So I click on this ad group and go to Ads and Extensions. I can either just tick it and hold down Control-C, let's say one ad copied, or you can tick it and go Edit. Nope, that's gone. New dashboard. So Control-C is the only way. And then we can go to this ad group here and go Control-V, and you'll see that the ad has been pasted into this ad group. Okay, so we've covered location targeting, keyword match types, keyword planner, ad copy, how to create ads, how to create more campaigns and more ad groups. The best way, the rule of thumb is to create a campaign and ad groups structured around to match the structure of your existing website. So if you've got a list of services that you offer on your website, maybe it's block drains, emergency services, emergency plumbing services, leaking tap, block toilets, things like that. You can actually create a new ad group for each of those services and change the landing page in the ad copy to drive people to the relevant landing page. This will improve your quality score for your campaign, the conversion rate from your campaign. So all we have to do from here is set up conversion tracking, and that will be in a tutorial further on, and it will be published shortly. Okay, thanks for your time. Don't forget, visit our website, Australian Internet Advertising, which is aiad.com.au, to find more information or assistance on managing your AdWords campaign. Thanks, guys. That's all from me.